Grow My Cleaning Company teaches owners of cleaning companies just like you how to grow your company, make more money, and finally take charge of your financial future and your life. This podcast is about automating and creating systems that give you time and money freedom so you can grow like crazy without losing control. Since this is totally free, if you're getting tons of value, want to support us and make sure that you get more of the good stuff, subscribe, rate, and review to this podcast today. Now, on to the show.
Hey, Cleaning Nation, it's Lindsay here again with Grow My Cleaning Company. I am the Client Happiness Manager, and today we have on our two awesome, what do we call you guys, ad monkeys? Our ad geniuses. We have Jared and Jackson here. So we've done several episodes with each of them separately with Mike, and I thought since we have two awesome guys whose names both start with J's, that we should have you on together, finally together. So I'm gonna let you guys take away. Jared, introduce yourself and what you do here for us.
Sure. So my name's Jared, and I do all the Facebook ads, social media marketing. I oversee the social media marketing department of our company. So that's if you've seen us on Facebook or on Instagram, I usually have some sort of a hand in that. Before Mike hired me, I was at an ad agency, the exact same one as Jackson. And I just held one position above Jackson. So if we worked at the same time, I would have been Jackson's boss, is what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of Jared in a nutshell. Jackson, you're up.
So, hi, I'm Jackson. I am the other ad guy here. I don't really do any ads for Grow My Cleaning Company itself. I do all the ad support for people within our clientele, I guess you could say. On the next level side of things, I help them get clients for their business, whether it be residential or commercial. So I basically work with them to do their ads, and I help them do that. And so, yes, prior to Mike, I worked at the same company as Jared. While Jared would have been my boss, yes, I was promoted to the senior manager in like 3 months. So
Same.
Probably better than Jared. That's my claim to fame.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, this is exactly why I wanted you both at the same time, so you can just duke it out once and for all. Okay, so for our listeners out there today, I wanted to address the question of what's better for an ad for my cleaning company. Is it Facebook ads, which would be you, Jared, you're going to cover that, or for Jackson, is it Google ads? Even though, disclaimer, Jackson does both things for our clients, he's just going to talk about Google ads today. So back to you, Jared. Why should, or if at all, should anyone use Facebook ads for their cleaning company?
Sure. So I'm going to use this platform to talk about why Facebook is great. And Jackson, if you want to battle that, we can do it. But here's why. Facebook knows who you are. It's like over 500 points of interest that it follows you around the internet. So if you bought a GoPro today, Facebook knows you bought a GoPro today, though you didn't buy it from Facebook. All that data has been shoveled back to Facebook because everyone has pixels on their websites that's shoveling all this information back to Facebook. And so now if you're looking to advertise and you know who you're wanting to reach, you don't have to wait for them to come to you. You can instead say, I am going to go find them. And I feel like Facebook ads are a great way to introduce a problem or a solution to a problem, kind of in a more of an organic feeling way, meaning I'm going through my stuff, all of a sudden something comes up that's really relevant to me. And I say, oh yeah, I'm interested in this. And then I start the journey of following that. And what that does is it allows me to feel like I'm in control. It allows me to feel like I made this choice. And just like in sales, as soon as someone starts to make those choices themselves and you're no longer selling your product, it makes that end sale that much easier. So for me, that's where I feel the power of Facebook is that you are allowing them to come to you as opposed to waiting for them to knock on your door.
Okay, very interesting. All right, Jackson, any retorts, or why is Google better, if it's better at all, or should we even run Google ads?
Rebuttal. No, I will say Facebook is an amazing feat of social engineering, I guess I would say. It's an amazing platform in terms of its capabilities. My only quirks and problems with it are actually within like the Facebook infrastructure of itself. Like I despise it. I despise the operating systems it runs with. I don't like working within it, and it's stabbed me in the back plenty of times. But Jared made a very fantastic point in that you can present your solution to a problem. Because Facebook is so good at tracking you, it can identify what your problems are, even though you might not have actively looked for those problems on Facebook. But case in point, just within this last month, people have started to get on the boat of, hey, why are you tracking me? I don't want to be tracked. When in actuality, it is kind of nice if you have a problem, like, oh, my washing machine's broken. And the next thing you see is an ad for a washing machine. It's like, oh, that's convenient. But more times these days, people are seeing that as like it's invasive and they don't like it. So what does that do? That's going to present the problem of, well, now advertisers are going to have a tougher time actually showing their value add to specific problems that they know people have, right? And so if they can't do that on Facebook, they're going to have to go to other platforms such as Google. And so when you don't start finding the solutions to your problems for you on Facebook, on Instagram, where's the first place you're going to go? You're not going to go to Bing. You're going to go to Google, and you're going to Google best washing machine. My washing machine just broke. What do I replace it with? And if your ad can show within the top 5 results there of, hey, check out my awesome washing machine right now, buy and sale, free shipping. There's no problem there because people are going to click. They're going to feel like they're in control, even though, it's the same premise. But that's kind of why Google is, I don't necessarily think, it's better at everything than Facebook, but it's the most used search platform in the world. It's got the most trafficked websites in the world between Google, YouTube, and their other partner sites. And another thing is you can put the Facebook tracking code inside of Google products. You can't put Google tracking code inside of Facebook products. So that shows you how superior Google is overall. I'm just saying, Jared.
Ooh.
So
hey, quick question. Oh,
yeah,
sorry. I'm going to interrupt because I do that. Quick question for Jackson. Isn't Google kind of invasive too in a lot of ways? Like I don't know. I feel like Google tracks your every move too, just at least as much as Facebook.
Everything tracks everything.
Mm-hmm.
Your every move. My car tracks where I am at any given point in time. I get out of my car and it tells me where I parked my car. And so when it boils down to when people say invasive, it's all about the mindset at that point.
True.
It's like, yes, is my phone tracking my car? Yeah. Does Google know where I park my car if I shop at Target versus Walmart? Yeah. But is it more convenient for me to remember where I parked my car in the shopping mall as opposed to like forgetting? Or like I said, the washing machine problem, again, I'd rather find stuff that I find good because I got tracked because I was looking at best washing machines or best, stuff. Or if I see an ad for a basketball jersey because I looked up basketball teams, that kind of thing. It's the mindset there. They track you, yes, but it's more often than not, it's beneficial for you as the consumer.
Got it. Yeah. So I feel like cleaning company owners, maybe I'm just projecting a little bit here, but instead of having the mindset of like, oh, it's tracking everything, it's actually a good thing for us, either way, Google or Facebook, because you're going to learn the most about your customer, your perfect prospects. So sounds like to me, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the strengths of both Facebook and Google is that they're going to give you a lot of information and pinpoint your clients. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So my next question, and starting with you, Jared, is let's do, it's kind of a big topic, but can you give us a kind of an overview of residential cleaners versus commercial cleaners, the advantages and disadvantages of using Facebook ads for them?
Yep. When it comes to running Facebook ads for commercial cleaners, it is a little bit more difficult than it is for residential.
A little, Jared?
Here we go.
So this is probably where Jackson and I will agree is, and we agree on most things.
Hold on. Can I, I'm going to time out real quick just to answer this little tidbit. When I started working at Grow My Cleaning Company, Jared dumped finding commercial clients on my lap on Facebook. He's like, here, go find commercial leads on Facebook. I haven't been able to do it. he's probably smart. He's smarter than I am at Facebook ads. He's been doing it longer. He's older than I am. And he's like, here, just try this. I can do it. Let's see if you can do it. I'm like, okay, well, that's where we'll start with that.
All right. Well, and in my defense, it was a full-time job. I was running ads for Grow My Cleaning Company, and then had this thing. So we thought, oh, we'll hire someone in to do this. And I feel like we've gotten leads for commercial cleaners. It's just on a consistent basis, or that it's a high ROI is where we kind of start to say, and that's where Jackson has come in from a Google standpoint. And we find that commercial cleaners see more success from those who are searching for commercial cleaners in their areas, as opposed to being presented a message. So from my standpoint, I have no problems getting residential cleaners leads, because Facebook is essentially, I'm targeting people with homes, right? And that allows me to present messages into their feed that allows them to come in. And as long as our funnels are fixing a problem or speaking to the consumer, we're able to then convert those leads. When it came to commercial, we are trying to get in front of someone who makes a specific decision for the business. So if you want to clean a doctor's office, you can't target all doctors, for example, because they're not necessarily always the one who makes that decision. There's going to be a specific someone in that office who makes the decision. And so that's where, instead of us trying to magnify on different offices are going to have different people who make those decisions, we set up campaigns on Google that allows those people who make those decisions to come to us and convert from there. So for me, Facebook ads are a no-brainer if you are a residential cleaner. In fact, you are leaving money on the table if you are not running ads on Facebook as a residential cleaner. When it comes to commercial, I'll let Jackson kind of talk about those strategies, but we find that Google works best for that.
Got it. All right, Jackson, take it away.
Facebook is awesome for residential. We'll say this isn't like a call to, you can only do one or the other. It's definitely not that. And the case isn't cut and dry for everybody. Because like, for example, like Jared said, there were some commercial people that I worked with in like Chicago or big metro areas that they have decent success on Facebook. It's not blow it out of the park by any means. But because of these large areas, you have more options available to you. And the vice versa goes for like Google ads on residential, for example, in smaller towns or smaller areas. They have pretty great success because they're the only one doing it and the only one doing it successfully. So they're always showing at the top anytime someone looks for home cleaners. But on the commercial side, a lot of people, and I know I've talked about this before, and I know Mike's talked about it before, is they get discouraged. They think, oh, I can't find my person out there. That just doesn't work. It's not for me. And that's why Google's so awesome, is because you're telling Google, the system, hey, this is what I provide. These are what my prospects are searching for. They're searching for janitorial services, day porters, window cleaning, industrial carpet cleaning, kitchen cleanings, that kind of stuff. I want you to show my business anytime someone searches for that. And because, just like Jared said, it's somebody in an office or it's somebody in a business setting who probably got the task given down to them by their boss, by the owner, or they came into the office one day and just saw it was dirty and like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm going to first thing they search for is office cleaners in their town. And if you're able to be the first one or even second one that shows up and you have an optimized ad with your phone number right there, because people they want this problem solved, they're going to call and they're going to talk to you and hopefully set something up. And that's really why commercial ads are exceeding so well on the Google platform.
Got it. And I'm just going to, go ahead, Jared.
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. So, and this is to Jackson, and this is, I'm honestly asking out of curiosity. So there's kind of the two levels of Google ads. There's like and Facebook's the same way. You can run an ad from your Facebook page, or you can use the ads manager. And for me, running something on your Facebook page is a waste of money. Using the ads manager is where you're going to see the best ROI for what you're spending. You're going to get the data, you're going to get more targeting, all that kind of goes with that. Google offers a similar thing where they have kind of this like first step, second step.
This smart campaign?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the exact terminology of it. For you, if I'm a commercial cleaner, am I okay to hang out in that first area, or do I need to go into the deeper parts of Google AdWords?
Hang out in that first area all you want. That's the cool thing. I know exactly what Jared's talking about because we do the same things, but I call that like the lazy man's part of Facebook. And that's like how Facebook makes majority of its money is just by people saying, oh, I'm going to boost and it's going to accomplish my goals. And it's just ignorance that plays into Facebook's hands. And that's what it is. On the Google side of things, they want you to do the smart campaigns because not because of ignorance or it's going to get you worse results, but it's simpler for you, which means it's more likely for you to spend more money because it does the same exact thing, but it takes a lot off your plate as the end user. Google used to be a very, very complex platform, which you'd have to go through courses, watch videos, watch other people to just figure out how to do a single ad. Now you can launch an ad that can run very successfully and that you can run you could start it in January, run the same campaign, make minor changes and run it for the entire year and still have good results using their simple framework. Should you do that? Should you try and upgrade it and go into more complex? There are tons of options available for you. But that's a good point, Jared, because the simple man's Facebook is not the same as the simple man's Google.
Cool.
That was a really good question. That's why I like having you guys both on, because you're both geniuses and I'm just sitting here like, whoa, whoosh, way over my head. But I think Cleaning Nation can totally benefit from this conversation. And if anyone else is out there that is kind of like, whoa, this is a lot to take in, we have several episodes with each of you guys on there talking like basically Facebook 101 with Jared. If you look it up on either our YouTube or on our podcast page, his name is spelled Jered, and Jackson here, Jackson. That'd be so sad if I just spelled both of your names wrong. But anyhow, yeah. So if you want more information, definitely just look them up on our respective channels. Because they have so much information. They've both been on with Mike several times, but I really love getting how you guys can just talk shop on here. It's great. I have a very simple question because I know a lot of Cleaning Nation is in this position because we hear it all the time with cleaning owners we help. It's, you don't understand. I take both commercial and I take residential clients. And you just told me one is better. Facebook's better for residential. And maybe I should do Google for commercial. I'm going to start with you, Jackson, or excuse me, I'm going to start with you, Jared, to keep the sequence going. What would you say to that person? What advice would you give them if they feel overwhelmed?
So I can give them Mike's advice. I know what he would say. Mike and it's true.
Okay.
You can't scale and grow a business when you're trying to do both.
Oof.
You got to lock in on one of them and do one of them. And so, yeah, we do get a lot of people who come in and say, I've got a handful of commercial and a handful. And the answer is that's where you're going to stay, because that's essentially you're spreading yourself too thin going across. And the infrastructure you need for commercial and the infrastructure you need for residential is different. And because of that, you can't set up your systems in place that can get you out of the business. So if you're going to go in commercial, if that's where you're seeing the most success or you have the most clients, then you need to be able to create the systems for that to work so that you aren't a slave to your cleaning company. And so that's what we would say. If you came in and said, look, I'm doing both, I would say, find which one is you, and let's do that. And let's market that and let's grow that.
And just to clarify too, you work with our elites when they come into the program, the very first level of our 3 different programs. So I'm sure you're giving that advice out a lot because people aren't alone that happens. So
exactly, yeah.
Jackson, do you have anything to add to that or distract from that? Maybe you don't agree at all with anyone. You can totally bash Mike on here. He's not here, so
I could bash.
I won't tell.
Well, although this is coming from the guy who I worked 3 jobs at one point. So, and I thought I could do it and I couldn't do it. And it was miserable. And so I couldn't imagine running 2 arms of a company with 2 totally separate things. Just as Jared said, the marketing isn't the only thing that's different. I mean, probably that's the easiest thing that you could do for both companies is the marketing,
Right?
The infrastructure, the hiring, the time schedules, all that other stuff. It's not easy and it's not worth it. So yeah, you definitely have to go to one or the other. The only other thing I have to add is Jared does work with the first level of people. I work with the second level of people. So
next level,
take that with a grain of salt, but second level is usually above first level. Just in case anybody was wondering.
So here's the thing. Mike hands me about $40,000 of his own money that I market to bring people into the program. He hands Jackson zero.
Actually, he handed me $3,000.
Oh, that's right.
This past meeting.
That's right. $3,000 and we're doing $3,000 in Google this month.
Yeah.
Wow. I have not spent that much money in this company at all, but good to know. Well, guys, that's about it for today. So thank you so much for coming both on here. I really appreciate you guys coming together, and our meetings are always fun on Mondays just because you guys add to the banter. So I'm glad to have you both on here and offer so much value to our community. Any last thoughts before we close out here? Any shenanigans?
No final thoughts. Yeah.
Wow.
Jackson came in. Jackson's from Milwaukee. He likes, if anyone likes basketball, he likes the Bucks, which we've all watched him flop around like a dead fish for years. And I happen to be from Southern California, so I'm a Laker guy. And really, that's what created our distaste for each other. It's why we really don't like each other. It's just straight up over Bucks Lakers.
You know how many lakes there are in Southern California?
Here we go.
0. You know where the Lakers came from? They came from Minnesota.
But do you know how many championships come from the Los Angeles Lakers?
Doesn't matter.
Like, a ton. Do you know how many,
everybody
you know how many the
listening at
Bucks
home,
got? Big
This
old
is a
Tuesday.
man with watercolored bears behind him in his office.
Dude,
I have
you have some classic art that no
I'm a
one
man.
can identify.
Everyone that's just on the podcast only listening is like got to watch the video now because this is really why I had you guys on. I just wanted to hear the Lakers Bucks discussion and bring that to Cleaning Nation so we can continue
Just
it.
know when we watch the Lakers win the championship that Jackson will be home crying again. I don't know if there's any tears left. Every year, never making it.
All right. So on that note, I'm going to close out this awesome episode. This is actually probably one of my favorite episodes I've recorded. That's it for now, Cleaning Nation. If you need more help running ads for your cleaning company, if you just need help running your cleaning company or have questions for us, definitely go to growmycleaningcompany.com to check out the free training there. And if that is vibing with you, definitely go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk so you can book a call with one of our coaches and get more info. Thanks again, guys. And that's it, Cleaning Nation. Till next time.
Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you're fired up, ready to grow, and want to see if you have what it takes to work with us at Grow My Cleaning Company, here's what I want you to do right now. Go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. That's growmycleaningcompany.com/talk to book an appointment to speak with me personally. I'm going to jump on the phone with you to get you crystal clear on where you are now, where you want to be, and how to get you there. Don't walk around in the dark any longer. If you are serious about growing your cleaning company, it's time to finally get the systems in place that you need to grow. We've helped hundreds of owners of cleaning companies not only grow their business and their personal freedom, but give back to their community as well. If that's what you're looking for, head over to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk and book a time to talk with me personally. I can't wait to get to know you and your business.